Hello everyone, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. This channel is basically meant for music theory lessons. We discuss majorly topics bordering on scale, chord, meter, or the introduction to the elements of music. I want to sincerely thank you for your support so far by liking and sharing my videos and by subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much. If you want to enjoy more music lessons, all you have to do for me is to subscribe to this channel so that you get notified whenever I post a new video on music theory. Ever since we've been discussing chords and the formation of chord and different kind of chords, bordering on the major chord, the minor chord, the augmented chord, and the diminished chord. We have set a foundation on this, and you can go back into any of these links and watch the full video. All right, so today we're going to continue with our discussion on chord. Chord is a very broad topic, and I promise you I'm going to be discussing them bit by bit until everything comes to light, until everything becomes very clear to us, right? Having said that, today we're going to continue with our discussion on chord and we want to talk about some basic symbols, some basic signs that are used to represent chords. So when you come across a piece of music, even though if you don't know how to read the staff notation, but if you are a keyboardist or if you are a pianist, you see the chord symbols, you should be able to accomplish such music. So that shouldn't deter you, or the fact that you can't sight read, you can't read the staff notation, doesn't mean that you can't actually perform the written music. And that brings us to the discussion of sheet music. All right, so there are some chord symbols written on sheet music that you can actually interpret to accompany a piece of music. All right, so we want to talk about some common chord names on diatonic scales. So we have so many other kind of chords anyway, but we're going to talk about some basic chords on diatonic scale. Remember, when I mentioned diatonic scale, I am actually referring to the major and the minor scales, right? So major or minor scales, all the basic chords that we can find on them. So we want to talk about their names, their symbols, and how they are usually being represented in piece of music or in music making. So here we want to talk about the names of the chords, the abbreviation, the lead sheet symbol or the sheet music symbol, right? And how they are being used, and of course the notes that are involved in each of these chords, right? The word chord and triads can be used interchangeably and will be used interchangeably in our discussion here. And of course, that is all what I'm doing, because when you say triad, triad is a kind of chord, like I explained previously. So you can go back to this channel and watch my previous videos on triads to get more information about this, right? So when I say chord, I actually mean triad. So the two words will be used interchangeably. Now let's continue. So the very first one, we have the major chord. Major chord is usually represented as this, and of course in lead sheet music you can have it as capital letter M. Capital letter M means major, and you can have it as CM, or you can just simply say C. So, and you can have it in as CEG. Of course, CEG. And of course, it could be GM, that is G major. So all this points towards a major chord or a major triad, right? Okay. Now we have the minor chord. A minor chord is just MIN, right? The abbreviation is MIN, or small letter MIN. Or you can say small letter M, it means minor chord, right? And example could be D minor. Remember, it is case sensitive. Then you see the difference between a minor chord and a major chord. In the major chord, you have the upper case M as the abbreviation. And in the minor chord, you have the lowercase m. All right. So you can have it as DFA, DFA, right? That is a D minor chord, right? Or D major, D, F sharp, and A, right? All right, we have the diminished chord. So what is the abbreviation for the diminished chord? So you have it as DIM, dim, right? Diminished. The usage, you have it as B diminished. That's B, D, F, right? Or small letter B and the O, right? So the next one, we have the augmented chord. The augmented chord means to expand, while diminish means to shrink, to reduce. It points towards reduction, right? AUG, that is augment. You can have it as plus or sharp 5. So all this actually points towards augmented chord. And in the usage, you can have it as C augmented. So it means the fifth will be sharpened so that you have a stack of major tones. So C, E, and G sharp. Or it could simply be C plus. C plus, saying that you should raise the fifth of the chord. When you say sharp 5, it's actually referring to raise anyway. All right, at some points, you may not even need to sharpen. You may just need to increase it from flat to natural, as in the case of the scale of D flat major. So in the scale of D flat major, let's say D flat, right? So to change the fifth is E flat here, right? You actually increase this note by restoring the note to A, right? In this case, you don't really need to add sharp, right? Not sharp 5. The concept of sharp 5 is actually talking about increasing. It's actually talking about raising the pitch by a semitone. So that's the concept here. So in this case, like I said, on the scale of D flat major, the fifth A flat, for you to raise it, you only restore it, right? You restore it back to A. So instead of A flat, you have A, right? For you to have a D flat augmented chord. Back to our discussion, you have C, E, G sharp, right? So it shows the C plus or C, A, U, G. So it means an augmented chord. And you can build this on any note depending on what you're trying to create. The next one, suspended chords. So we have two kinds of suspended chords, but let's see the first one. So it's just sus, S-U-S. And we have sus2. Sus2 means you're going to change the third of the triad, bringing it backwards to the second. So it means you are dragging the third backwards to the second. So that you have the root, the second, and the fifth. An example of it is C sus2. And C sus2 will look like this: C, D, and G. Right? Alright. So you are suspending the third, you're moving it backwards to the second, so that you have like is an unstable chord that calls for resolution, right? And we're going to be talking about them deeply in our subsequent videos. A very, very good usage is the second one is sus4. And of course, you are shifting the third to the fourth. Then you have the root, the fourth, and the fifth. So you have C sus4, like C, F, and G. Right? It's an unstable chord. So it calls for resolution, right? I just make an instance of all these chords using these letters, whereas they can be built on any other letter. They are not actually restricted to this. So it just depends on the kind of scale you are building or the kind of feel you are trying to get. But we just use this as an example, right? So we continue from there.